tere, mina olen Liis ja tervitan sind Hispaania majast. Minuga koos on siin Neftali, kes on Hispaania maja asutaja, ja Maite, kes on Toledost ja temast kuulete varsti lähemalt. Ja meie Hispaania majaga tahame sel suvel minna õppima hispaania keelt Toledosse ja kutsume kõiki ühinema ja täna me sellest natuke räägimegi. Aga kuupäevad kõigepealt 17–25 juuli või 24 juuli kuni 1. august või tule kas või 8 nädalaks. Ja pane ennast nii ruttu kirja kui võimalik, sellepärast et juuli on juba varsti käes. Aga nüüd räägime lähemalt. Neftali.
Tere, mis su nimi on?
Minu nimi on Liis.
Aha, ja kus sa elad?
Mina elan Tallinnas.
Ja kus sa töötad?
Ja ma töötan Hispaania majas, Hispaania keelte koolis.
Nii lahe. Okei, nüüd ma küsin Maitele, aga ma küsin hispaania keeles. Hola, ¿cómo te llamas?
Me llamo Maite.
Ajá, ¿y dónde vives?
Vivo en Toledo.
¿Y dónde trabajas?
Trabajo en Aula Toledo, que es la escuela de español donde vais a hacer vuestro viaje de inmersión de español.
Muy bien. I will continue in English to all of us because, of course, that's the bridge language here in this video recording, not Estonian, not Spanish. And we're going to try to share information about our project in Toledo with Maite. So we want to talk about the course, about food, about tours we're going to make, not only in Toledo, but in Madrid. So first we'll go straight into food. As food is a big part of the Spanish culture, I want to ask Maite, what are the 5 favorite eating places that she has, and what is the most typical food that you can eat in Toledo?
Okay, in Toledo, there are a lot of places to have lunch, to have dinner, and to enjoy the food. As you know, Spanish food has a very wide variety of things to enjoy, but if I had to choose 5 places in Toledo, I would choose El Trébol. El Trébol is like a small restaurant that has inside and outside, and it's very special because inside it has part of the first wall of the city, which I think is amazing. So you can have an extremely modern place with very old things inside, and the food is amazing. You know, it's something light, but everything they've got is nice. My second choice would be El Choco. El Choco has the name of a typical restaurant from the Basque Country, and they offer mainly meat and barbecues, ribs that are really, really special. It's definitely one of my top with the wine. They have also very good wines there.
Estonians love grilling, so it's a wonderful idea.
It's definitely a place to enjoy, and also you can ask the waiter. They always recommend you something. So if you have an open mind, it's a very good choice.
Mm-hmm.
I would also like to say Ludeña because it's a very typical place. It's like moving to Spain in the 60s. They haven't changed at all. And they are also families because of the carcamusas. That is the main typical dish in Toledo. And carcamusas are like a stew pork, a pork stew. With tomato and they have peas. And you know, it's not very light. I would say you need to be hungry to eat that, but I'm sure you would also like it. Another 2 places that are not exactly restaurants, but are places that I definitely think everybody must know, mm-hmm. is La Terraza del Carlos V. That is a terrace at the top of one of the hotels in the Casco that has an amazing view of the town. Being there in the evening, it's really a special situation, a special experience.
I've been telling many students, come to Toledo, come on, we will share a gin tonic on the roof terrace of Carlos V. So definitely. Maybe now more people are coming to La Terraza. Yeah.
Ja see on üks hotellidest ka, kus Maite on soovitanud meil ööbida. Nii et võite tõesti pannagi endast sinna hotelli ja siis seal katused terrassil on õhtusööka süüa.
Gin tonicuga.
And my last choice would be El Círculo del Arte. El Círculo del Arte is another special place because it used to be a church and nowadays it's a cafeteria and a disco at night, which is something kind of weird because you are in a church, you know, you see it's a church, but you are dancing and drinking and having fun. And I think that's also a special place to go.
Of course, I thought only churches in the Netherlands became restaurants, but also in Toledo. Really cool place. I didn't know about it. Very cool. Okay, I wrote down all the proposals already myself. Okay.
Where else should we go when we're in Toledo? When we're not hungry, where should we go?
If you, well, visiting the city, it's really a pleasure because we are like an open air museum somehow. Toledo is known as the city of the three cultures, and we've got the remains of Jews, Arabs, and Christians living together. You can see that in many, many buildings. It's the second World Heritage Site after Rome. The quantity of monuments you can see here is the second after Rome, which is quite amazing. And don't know, if I have to say some buildings, the cathedral, of course, which is impressive. I would also say San Juan de los Reyes, that is a monastery that was built by the Catholic kings and is, extremely, extremely beautiful. The Alcázar is like a place of defense, a castle, kind of castle. Nowadays it's more modern, but the views again from the top are amazing. And they've got an army museum then that even if you don't care about arms is amazing because, the building itself is really, really nice. Things not so well known that the people that come to Toledo, they not always visit, and I think they are definitely worth to be visited, are the Museo de los Concilios, again, a church that is totally painted in the inside and with a mixture of Arab architecture with Spanish architecture and Christian symbols is different things somehow. And there's also another museum that not everybody knows, that is Museo de Santa Cruz. And they've got modern art and old art. They've got Greco's paintings. They've got a show about Pedro Almodóvar. I don't know exactly how how long it's gonna be, but he also paints. And they have a show there.
Almodóvar in Almería, in Spain, last year. Yeah.
Now he's here.
So no, I understand that Toledo will be a really, really like a mind trip. Like it will be a trip through history, through cultures, even through a mix that you go into a church that was before Arabic or Jewish, or you go into a church that is actually a restaurant, or go to Alcázar, which is a fortress that in Estonia we call it Kindlus, in Russian Kremlin. So we're gonna go, we can have even a lot of emotions, no?
Yeah, and you can see, everything is together. So it's
very
not
nearby.
Yeah, everything is here, and just walking and get lost. You don't need to be keen on visiting museums. Just being lost here. This is a labyrinth, so it's quite easy to be lost. But everything is very close also. So even if you are lost, you don't have to worry about that. But just walking and finding corners and patios, it's like being in another time. In many, many ways.
I remember the streets, some of the streets in the old town are very narrow, yeah? And there are streets where the horses went in, as I remember, and you have many arcs inside the old town. And you have the streets are also like this often because you had the water went out like this also out of the old town. And do you know more or less the amount of people that live in the old town? Because like this, we can compare it with Tallinn.
Nowadays, in the old town, we are like 10,000 people. It's not so crowded. The city is like 85,000 people in general, but Toledo is very spread. If you come to Toledo, you're normally gonna be in the old town because it's big enough to have everything here. And the main interesting things are here. So we are inside the walls. We are also surrounded by a river. So, they say when we are in the old town, you never get out because it's like being in a fortress. The same city is a fortress.
It is a fortress. Yeah.
So
and actually, you're talking about the wall. You're talking about the wall. And I was saying, Maite, why are we having a conversation with you in this location? Tell us about this wall behind you.
Yeah, of course. Well, in Toledo, there's something that happens a lot, and it's when they restore a building or when they rebuild something, something appears. You know, it could be a painting, could be a wall, could be. There are so many amazing things that appears even nowadays when they dig a little bit. This wall, for example, is from the 10th century, and it appears when we renewed the building, and it's a real wall. It's supposed to be from the Arab period in Toledo. And it's one of the things you can see when you come to the school. We also have a cave. And again, you know, it's an amazing experience to be in a real cave where you can see how it works. And many houses in Toledo have them, which is not something unusual.
I remember the cave was for the bad students, right? You put the bad students into the cave.
Yeah, it's a kind of, you say, I don't know how to say, mazmorra in Spanish.
Yeah, like a punishment place. Yeah.
Place. Yeah.
Okay.
So is Aula Toledo in the old town? Because I've never been to Toledo at all. Where is Toledo and why are we going there?
Yes, I know why. Maite, tell us why, because I know why.
That's a good question. We are just in the center of Spain. It's 70 kilometers away from Madrid. So it's very easy to get here. It's very easy to travel to other parts in Spain from here because everything is very well connected. As I told you, a mountain surrounded by a river. It's easy to walk. You won't need to have a bus to go anywhere because everything can be done walking.
And it was the former capital of Spain. So Madrid is a very young city, let's say.
Yeah. It was the capital of Spain when Spain was important.
When we were an empire,
when we were an empire, Toledo was the capital. So, you know, the court and the king and the wealthiest people were living here and were living in their palaces. And nowadays we've got still a lot of that.
So how well kept is Toledo? So compact, so small, and so well located, yeah? And so nearby from Madrid, for example. Okay. Now going to your school exactly and about the course. Let's discuss when does the course start, which day, and what is the timetable, what activities we will have?
Yeah, the plan for the students is to arrive on a Saturday, and classes will be Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. On Wednesday, you are having a trip to Madrid. And then Thursday and Friday, class again. The idea is to have classes during the mornings from 9:30 to 11:10. You have 2 hours of class, then you've got a break, so you can, you know, drink something and rest, and then another 2 hours. You'll finish more or less at 1:25, so it's perfect time for lunch in Spain because we have lunch a bit earlier than in the rest of the world. So you have time for lunch. And then possibly some rest, okay? Because
siesta.
It's gonna be hot and we need a siesta.
Hot and a lot of sleep.
And then in the evening, we have some activities. Depending on the day, the activity will be different. And there is always something to do.
And in Madrid, Liz and I will also be discussing, what is the plan, initial plan that we have in Madrid?
The plan is mainly having an overview of the town by bus, so you can, you know, go to places you wouldn't walk because they are too far, and then visiting the center. In the center, you've got a Palacio Real, you've got a Plaza Mayor, you've got Puerta del Sol. Everything is crowded with shops and, you know, the life of Madrid, which I think is something students would like to see. Then you have a lunch at Plaza Santa Ana, which is also an amazing place to enjoy a meal. And then we have planned to go to Museo Reina Sofía. That is a contemporary art museum, and you can see the Guernica there, which is also something you shouldn't miss.
By Picasso, yeah, this amazing painting. Mm-hmm.
And then a little walking again and come back to Toledo. It's only 1 hour away, so it's possible to make the most of the day in Madrid and use your time, visit more or less everything, and then come back.
Yeah, and the idea was also that after lunch, as it's so hot and it's not nice to walk in the heat, that after lunch would be the visit to the museum, a couple of hours, so people can see, let's say in Reina Sofía, you can find probably 50% of Picasso works. The main works are in Madrid. And because there are also in Malaga, in Barcelona, and also in Berlin, by the way. And also see Dalí. So people are really fanatic of Dalí. and Picasso. And then there is also from the same period, all the paintings that are in the same collection. Yeah. And that would be a great thing to do, to visit Madrid, because I think Estonians go often to Malaga, to Barcelona, to Tenerife. So we are offering the people to go to a city like Toledo, which was not in their plans normally to go. So this time Toledo would be a great idea, and then to go to Madrid. Liz, any more questions we have?
No, I think I'm already excited, and I would like people to come and write to us and sign up. So hispaaniamaja.ee, kirjuta info@hispaaniamaja.ee või otsime telefon veebist ülesse ja kui sul on küsimusi, siis küsi. Ja kui me ise ei tea vastata, siis me küsime Maite käest.
Yes, we keep the registration open. We have already many people registered in the course. Some are students of Hispania-Maya, but many people are also not students of Hispania-Maya, but who would like to start learning Spanish in a conversation course, in conversation culture course in Toledo, and afterwards could join us in Hispania-Maya as well. So everybody is welcome still to join the courses because we have 1 month to go. Have a nice day, everybody. Thank you, Maite. Thank you, Liz. And see you soon, Maite.
Näeme Toledos.
Bye-bye.
Ciao, ciao. Adios.